Okay, guys, so we have some news for Arc Raiders. The servers are actually on fire right now. I have been sitting in queue for almost 30 minutes and have not gone into the game. It is Sunday afternoon for reference. We actually do have an announcement from Embark on their Discord. It says, "Hey Raiders, we are aware of an ongoing issue with our servers and we are currently investigating. We will keep you in the loop as we learn more. Enlist and resist." They have an update as of 2036 CET. They say still investigating Raiders. And then we have another message from Embark Austin. They say, "Hi Raiders, the team is still hard at work on the server issue, voice chat, and party system." So it sounds like not only are they having, the server queues and the server issues, maybe voice chat and party system is in a rough spot as well. They are at a pretty high player count right now, so that might be part of it. They said, "We appreciate all of you letting us know about the issues you're running into, and we thank you for bearing with us. We will keep you posted." So that was at 2:52 p.m. It's currently 4 p.m., and we have not heard back from them. I have not been able to get into game, which is super rough. I'm sure they're not happy about it as it is a Sunday, so they should be getting super high player counts. Everyone's off of work, and I'm sure the players aren't happy about it either because this is when they should be having fun. But these are the first server issues that Arc Raiders has ran into. So I think overall, it's been pretty solid. There wasn't even like a queue on launch day. Of course, that was on, a Thursday, super early in the morning. So that makes sense as well. But anyways, they have these announcements. So hopefully they get the servers fixed soon. So next up, I just wanted to cover the insane Steam charts numbers that Arc Raiders is hitting. They reached 354,000 concurrent players today, which is absolutely insane. And it seems to be going up each day. As the first day, it went up to 260,000 and now we're up to 350,000. So absolutely insane. For reference, when Embark released the finals, the top player count for that was 242,000. So I'd say the Arc Raiders is a huge success, especially considering that the finals was a free game and it was released right after the Game Awards. So there were a ton of people watching the Game Award live streams and you could hop in right after that and play the finals. So absolutely insane. They're doing super well. I would say that this makes it pretty clear that the extraction shooter genre is not oversaturated, as a lot of people like to say. And sorry, I just finally got through the queue, so thank goodness I finally got into Arc Raiders. Good timing. But anyways, that queue did take like 30 minutes, but I would say that these concurrent player numbers are probably why they're having server issues. Could also be a DDoS attack, who knows? But anyways, concurrent player numbers looking super solid. It's really great to see. And I hope that it keeps going strong. If they keep their updates going up with their roadmap, then we should be sitting in a pretty place for Arc Raiders in the future. So I wanted to quickly hit on the solo versus squad play right now. It feels like if you go into Arc Raiders right now and you play with a squad, it is absolute warfare. It is shoot on sight. If you see an enemy squad, you are pretty much always shooting them. Super competitive, very PvP focused. But if you are, a solo player, it feels like 9 times out of 10, if you go in and, with your proximity chat and you say that you're friendly, people are teaming up like crazy in solo play. And especially like if someone isn't friendly in solo play, then people will team up to kill them. So I had some solo raids yesterday when we had like a group of 5 or 6 people all just going together, going around killing Arc, having fun. So, now's that while people are still doing quests, gearing up and stuff, now is the time to shine in solo play, group up with, people you meet in raid. It's a ton of fun. You can definitely, go in and kill people if you want, but I think overall solo play, if you want to, team up with people against Arc, now is the time to do it. And if you want, the good PvP, then just play in a squad and you definitely will get lots and lots of PvP. Something I did notice is that it feels like for solo play, people are more friendly on the maps that aren't Dam for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. It just feels like Dam Battlegrounds, it's like maybe 5 out of 10, you're safe. Whereas on Bluegate, Spaceport, or Buried City, it's like 9 times out of 10 people are friendly. I'm not sure why that is. I just kept getting shot when I was proximity chatting on Damn Battlegrounds, so ended up shooting back. So that's just how it goes. But anyways, solo play, super fun. You can team up, and it's a good time. So another thing I wanted to cover is there are a fair amount of people in the community who are upset with how Embark is handling the prices in the shop in this game. I think a big part of it is that this is a paid game. People at a minimum spent $40. Some people spent $60 on the deluxe edition. And then the prices in the shop are pretty insane. So like for 2,400 credits is $20. And there are a bunch of skin sets in the shop that are also 2,400 credits, which is $20. $20 for skins in a game that is paid is a little bit rough. I'd say that in general, I think the community it's probably one of the biggest pain points. I think all the gameplay is solid, but people who like their cosmetics, I don't think they're too happy with it, especially when compared to the prices in the finals or their other games. So that's something to keep in mind. I would assume that they probably made a ton of money off of the sales of their game, and there comes a point where they would actually make more money from the skins in the shop if they made them slightly cheaper, so more people would be willing to buy them. I do know that, like, I mean, it's especially in the mobile game market, but I think some in PC game markets too. They have whales where whales are just going to buy everything, and you want to cater towards them. And expensive prices are fine for them, but I think especially for PC gaming, there are less whales and there's more. It's people in their 30s to 40s or even late 20s who have disposable income that are willing to spend, but not on crazy $20 cosmetic sets. And honestly, in my opinion, their options for the cosmetic sets aren't even really that cool right now. I took a early look at the shop and I didn't see anything that I wanted. So this is definitely a pain point in the community right now. And I think that Embark could say something, make a change, just something different so that people are more happy with it. I think that it could make a difference with the community sentiment, but I mean, overall community sentiment is super high. People are loving the gameplay. I think on their store page, they have a very positive rating. So overall, they're doing a great job. I just think that it's something that they could work on. So finally, I wanted to touch on currency in the game. It is super important to make money early on, especially because you can upgrade your stash size and it allows you to buy a lot of stuff from the traders. And I just wanted to touch on this, and I count it sort of as news because there are a ton of creators right now that are putting out loot guides. I'm hoping to make one of my own coming in the next few days, so feel free to subscribe if you want to catch that. But right now, if you're trying to make money, now's the time to get rich. People don't know the loot spots right now. So find yourself a good one. There's a ton of good videos out there. Find yourself a good one that not a lot of people are doing. And now is the time to make money so that you can have fun in PvPing in the future and keep that ball rolling. I think especially early on in extraction shooters, it's super easy to snowball. So if you know what you're doing and you can make a lot of money early, then later on when you are more experienced than people, you can run better gear and continue to make money. Whereas if you go in, poor and you're running sort of bad kits and people are super geared, that can be super rough. So I would say that arguably doing quests in this game don't unlock too much. I think that upgrading your different gear benches as well as making money is more important. So if you have time, figure out a good loot guide, and if it's the sort of thing you have fun, I'd grind maybe up to 1,000,000 credits, max out your stash, and then you can just have fun finishing out your quests and PvPing for the rest of this expedition cycle until we get to an expedition. Which, just quickly to touch on it, if you don't know what that is, expeditions is this game's form of a wipe. So sometimes in December they just release the roadmap, which I have a video on that, which I'll have linked at the end of the video, at the end of this video. But December we'll have our expedition where you can choose if you can finish the expedition. You put in a bunch of materials and you can choose to basically wipe your account. You get some bonuses, and basically everyone wipes at the same time, but it is not that you can opt into it, so people who don't want to wipe don't have to. I think it's a super nice solution to the whole wipe dilemma where casual players don't want to wipe, but for hardcore players, if you don't wipe, there's nothing to bring them back and keep them playing. So super smart by Embark. I can't wait to see it in practice, and overall I think they're doing a wonderful job. So anyways, if you want to hear more about their 2025 roadmap, here is their video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch my future news updates as well as guides, please subscribe and hit that like button, as that'll help me out. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Good luck in your raids, and I'll see you next time.